Hi guys, today's video is a video on how I contour and highlight. I don't really do a ton of the steps like some people do, like you'll see in the videos. It looks like ridiculous and so complicated and you pretty much have to be an artist to get all those designs and stuff on your face. But I don't do that. I just do a few simple steps. I think it's easy, I think it works, and hopefully it works for you guys, and hopefully this video helps you out a little bit. If you want to see how I contour and highlight on a daily basis, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I did my foundation already, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to be using these two concealers. You would normally just use one, but I have the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair, and it's like way too yellow for my skin, so I have the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Fair, and it has more pink undertones, so I just kind of mix those together. But you want to find a concealer that's probably like 2 to 3 shades lighter than your skin or your foundation, and then you're going to put it under your eyes, down the middle of your nose. I put it right here because I kind of get red right there, so that kind of conceals those areas, on my chin and right here on my forehead. Then after I have that concealer where I want it, I take my damp sponge, which I just get it wet in the sink, and I blend in all that concealer. Now before I set that concealer, I'm going to take this Benefit Cream Highlight called Benefit What's Up, and I'm just going to take that on my finger and I'm going to put that on the tops of my cheekbones. And the reason you want to do this before you set your concealer is because creams don't really work well over top of powders. Put down a cream product over top of something that's already been set with powder, the product is more likely to lift up from your skin and make your foundation separate. I'm also going to take some of that and put it on my chin. Now I'm going to take some translucent powder to set that concealer. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. I'm about out. I need to open up a new package, but I love this powder, especially if you have dry skin. This does not make my face look dry at all. And you'll see I put it everywhere and it still makes my foundation look the same as if I didn't put this on. So I'm going to take that and then just some kind of little brush, and I'm going to set all those places where I put concealer. Now I'm just going to take my regular face powder. This is just the Bare Minerals Powder Foundation. I'm in the shade Fair. And I'm just going to take this and set the rest of my face. Now I'm going to bake my face using that same translucent powder that we used before. And the way that I do this is I just take my sponge, and this stuff has really weird packaging, so I put the sponge in it like that and then flip it over and get the product on it, and then put a ton of that in the same places where we put the concealer. This will just brighten up those areas and really make sure that they stay in place all day. put powder at the top of my forehead too because for some reason the top of my forehead, the foundation always likes to separate. But if I bake it like this, then it tends to do that less. So I also put it up there. You don't have to. So while that powder is setting, you want to let that sit for a couple minutes, or you could brush it away, but you'll see more results if you let it sit for a couple minutes. So while I'm letting that sit, I'm going to finish my lower lash line since I haven't done that yet, and then I will be back. Okay, that powder's been sitting for probably about 5 minutes, so I'm just going to take a brush. This is the Real Techniques contour brush, but any kind of brush, and I'm just going to dust away all that powder. So now I'm going to bronze my face, and I'm going to use this Sephora bronzer in the shade Los Cabos. And for a bronzer, which is going to go on your cheeks and on your forehead and maybe a little on your chin, it can pretty much go anywhere because it's just warming up your skin. You want to find a more warm toned color versus when you're going to contour, you want to use a cooler toned powder. And people never really know how to pick those shades, so I did these 2 swatches on my hand. This one is what we're going to be bronzing with, and then this one is what we're going to be contouring with. This one that we're going to be bronzing with, you can see has more like warm brown undertones, while this one has more of a grayish undertone. So I'm just going to take that bronzer with this e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush, which is kind of skinny when you turn it this way, then bigger this way. I like to use brushes shaped like this to bronze. I'm going to take that bronzer and I'm going to bronze up my face. So now I'm going to contour, and this is the Makeup Geek Contour Pan in the shade Infidelity. And I'm going to take this Morphe M523 brush, which is like a skinny brush this way, and then a bigger brush this way, which I like to turn it the skinny way to get it where I want it to go, and then I'll turn it so that it's bigger and then blend it out that way. And with these, you get a lot of product, so you want to barely tap your brush in and then tap off the excess. Some people will suck in their cheeks and like do like the fishy face, but I feel like when I do that, it always ends up too low. So I just try to always take it higher than where I think I want it to go, because when you blend it out, it's going to eventually go down anyway. So I take it about right here, which is like the top of my ear, and I just kind of make a line. And then that's when I turn my brush so that it's bigger and I blend it out. And then for my forehead, I just kind of put it in these 2 areas right here, and I blend that out. Then I'm just going to put on some blush, and this is the MAC blush in the shade Melba, and I'm using the Morphe E4 to apply that. So just like I baked all those places where I put concealer, I'm also going to bake underneath my contour to brighten that area up. And also, if our bronzer or our contour got too low on our face, then putting this powder will brighten that up and clean up that area and just overall make that contour look better. So I'm going to take that same sponge, except now I'm going to use that flat side, and I just put it in my powder, and I'm going to drag that underneath of my contour. Now while we're letting that sit, same as whenever you put it on your concealer, you want to let it sit for about 5 minutes or so. Now I'm going to highlight the rest of my face using this Becca highlight in the shade Champagne Pop, which is just this gold color. But you want to use something light enough for your skin tone. This is like super close to being too dark for me, but where my eyes are a little bit more gold, I wanted to do something gold. But if you have super fair skin, then you probably want to use a more white shade. But if you're super dark, you would obviously want to use something a little bit darker. I'm just going to take that on my Morphe M510 brush, and I'm going to highlight my face. Now we're just going to take a regular brush and brush away all that powder. And you can see where we put that powder, it kind of brightened up that area and made our contour look more chiseled. And yeah, I just always like to do this because I tend to get my bronzer and my contour too low, and then my whole face is just dark and it's a mess. And so if you do that, it ensures that your contour is exactly where you want it to be, and it keeps that area of your face nice and bright. So yeah, that's it. I put on some lipstick and some lip gloss, but that is how I contour and highlight my face on a pretty much daily basis. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos by me. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!